Today I'm reviewing some Upwork applicants for a job I posted yesterday. So I learned this little trick. Now I've used Upwork before for very small projects, and at one point I actually even hired a girl to work for me outside of Upwork that I had done a couple of jobs with through the Upwork platform. That ended up not working out long term. I wasn't happy with her, ultimately her performance. She wasn't hitting my benchmarks, my timeline benchmarks. It all revolved around getting my ebook published. So the last few weeks or so, I've been thinking about starting some new projects, and I really want to work with some more people, and I need a little bit of a crew that I can work with remotely. And using a platform like Upwork, it gives you exposure to people in other countries that will work for a wage that I can afford to pay. So I still have a handful of projects to finish up with my own social media accounts, but ultimately I'm looking for some people that, they speak really good English, they're fluent in English. I'm looking for people who will, listen to my benchmarks and hit the deadlines, or at least communicate with me as to why there's a delay. I'm a person who over communicates, so I really value that. And so last night I threw up a quick Upwork thing, and I had learned this. I had gotten a suggestion from someone. So Scott, if you ever watch this video, thank you for this suggestion, because it's bearing some fruit today. I was having a conversation with Scott in Guatemala about using Upwork, and it was his suggestion, him and his wife's suggestion, that I use this platform to try to find some help with my digital work. And as we had follow-up conversations, they kind of suggested that when I write my job description out, that I add in there, like, if I were to visit your country, just throw a question in there, because you're going to have your job description, like, I need someone to be a social media manager, or I need someone to go in and do SEO optimization on my blog or on my YouTube channel or whatever. But how do you know that they're actually reading your job description and understand what you're asking for? How do you know this is someone who is going to be someone worth working for? Well, working with the idea that Scott had was that, in your job description, somewhere down in the middle, just kind of write a question in there along the lines of, like, if I were to visit your country, what is something that you would recommend me doing? And if they answered that in their response to you, then you would know they at least took the time to read your job description, and you're not just getting hammered with form letters. So last night, after I posted, within an hour, I had 4 responses. And I went through and I read each one. I took the time, and I could give them the consideration, and I give them the respect that I would expect them to give me when they're applying for my job. And each of the 4 didn't answer the question. And some of these people were from Pakistan, and there was one from Bangladesh, 2 from Pakistan, and I can't remember where the 4th country was. The 4th country is not a country that we're planning on visiting on our trip when we leave in November, but we are planning on visiting Pakistan and Bangladesh. So they didn't answer the question. So that tells me they didn't read my job description. They didn't read my post. They're just automated. They're either automated responses, or they're just responding to everything. And they basically just have a form letter. So today I've got 22 responses. I don't know if these 22 include the 4 I've already reviewed, or if it's another 22 on top of the 4. I've already read one. I've decided to go ahead and do this video while I'm going through these. I'm reading the second one, and what I'm looking for initially is, did they answer my question? If they didn't answer my question, then I'm not going to hire them. It's just that simple. I'm not going to waste my time working with people, because I'm over that. I'm done with it. I'm done with trying to do all the work, all the mental gymnastics and everything to try to build a business and find people that want to be successful. I'm sick of it. So let's go through a few of these and let's see if they answered my question. And then if any have, then we'll set those to the side and then we'll review their qualifications, see what they wrote that they can do, and then we'll reach out to them, through a message, and we'll start having a dialogue with them, and hopefully we'll find. I would like to start with one person, but ultimately I'm looking for 3 people to work for me to build out this new business model that I have, and it's important that you're dependable. And the first sign of that is going to be that you bothered to read my job posting. Okay, let's see. This guy's name is Mohammed. He's from Egypt, which is cool. We're going to Egypt. So let's see. Let's see if he answers my question. Okay, here he goes. Hello, hope everything is going well with you. I would like to express my keen interest in the entry-level interview you are doing right now, as I am someone who really appreciates long-term relations that can push me forward and help me grow along the way. I am from Egypt, and I hope that Egypt is one of the 38 countries. He read it because he wouldn't have put that in there. You are planning to visit. If you're going to ask me about recommendations in Egypt, there is a lot that can be done actually, but I can't just tell you suggestions without getting to really know you and your preference. But anyway, whether I have been selected or not, I would love to help you if you are going to visit Egypt. From my experience, I am a virtual assistant with 4+ years of experience in real life and recently on Upwork. During my years of experience, I have been assigned various tasks. I have worked with real estate agencies, investment companies, a public relations firm, a digital marketing agency, an online tutor, and a local singer. I have also taught myself to code and have been accepted for paid 3-month programming internships at Orange SA. I'm guessing that's a Spanish. That's how you kind of do the LLC or the incorporation if you're in Spanish-speaking countries, but I don't know if that's what this means. I am a fast learner who is flexible and always ready to take on new tasks that I did not do before. This is why I think I will be a good fit for the job. So this guy, he's already impressing me because he's actually taken the time. One, he read my job description because he put in there 38 countries. I hope you're visiting my... Doesn't matter if he didn't give me a specific thing because, yes, I agree, Egypt has a lot to do. I've been there before, and I'm taking the kids there for sure. So this guy has definitely just moved up to the front of the line. This is why I think I'll be a good fit for the job. Commitment. I have working with more than 17 clients in real life and on Upwork, and I have never let anyone down. I have a job success rate of 100% on Upwork, and I will always be doing my best to keep it. I like commitment. I'm committed, sometimes to a fault. Experience. I have done a broad range of tasks in my previous work, from WordPress, good because my website's WordPress, WordPress management, to building websites, which is good because that's one of the services I want to offer. Customer service, email handling, basic graphic design, basic video editing, which is really good because he can help with our YouTube videos, data entry, and internet research. Speed learning and problem solving. I am always learning something new or reading about new technologies. This has made me very fast and efficient in solving new problems that I have not encountered before. Sincerely, Mohammed. You know what, Mohammed? I like your response. So you're definitely going to the front of the line. And my bid proposal for this was $600. Because it's just part-time work, and I'm looking at like a 3-month work window, and I'm wanting to pay about $200 a month for what little bit of work I have them do. I mainly just want to see if they'll just complete tasks on time, and see what they'll do, what their quality of work is. So this is something I can afford. This is basically money I can afford to waste just to try to find the right person, and then we can start building out this bigger business model over the next year or so. All right, Mohammed, I like you, buddy. Now let's see here. Oh, he's got all his references and everything. Good job. All right, I'm liking it. All right, let's see who the next person is. Yeah, I like you. Now we got Bulbul. He's from Bangladesh. Let's see what he says. His cover letter. Let me see. Chat. Over the past 10 years. Okay, he's got his work history here. Let's see if he answered my question. He wants $40 an hour, though. That's a little bit outside my price range for what I'm trying to do. I have describe your recent experience in similar projects. Okay, he's just answering some of my questions. Okay, yeah, no, he didn't get too in depth, and I don't see him answering my questions. All right, Pauline L. from the Philippines. I would really like to have someone from the Philippines work for me, mainly because they speak such good English. But we'll see. The last person I tried having work for me was from the Philippines, and it didn't work out. She was great, she had a lot of skills, but the main thing was not getting my task done on time. She was doing a lot of extra stuff. She was teaching me a lot, and I actually compensated her for an entire month that I paid her for a whole month when I let her go, and she didn't have to do any work. Okay, Pauline didn't answer my question. I don't see, she answers my form questions that I asked. So I asked a few questions just to, make my side look a little bit beefier. Describe your recent experience with similar projects. What office applications are you most familiar with, and how do you handle sensitive information or records? That's basically what I asked, which are drop down boxes from Upwork. You can just check those boxes, and it just adds them into your. I didn't have to type those. I didn't come up with those myself. Yeah, that's nice. She didn't answer my question. Okay, here's Juan P. He's from Colombia. I also wouldn't mind having somebody from Colombia. So Egypt, Philippines, Colombia, Bangladesh. Those are my kind of like my target countries that I'm looking for people in. I've been to Colombia. We're not going to do Colombia on our next trip, mainly because I can't communicate with their immigration because we overstayed our visa the last time, and I can't take the chance on flying into Medellin and being rejected at the airport. It's just, and I've emailed them in good faith, and they haven't answered me. Hasn't been quite a week yet, so we'll give them a few more days. But, they're very inefficient the way they run systems down there, and it's not worth the risk. So probably if I ever return to Colombia, like to stay for any length of time, it'll be a few years in the future, or I will fly to Ecuador and try the land border from Ecuador to Colombia. And if I get in that way, then I'll know. But if I get rejected, then it's just basically turn around, go back to Ecuador, and no harm's done. But I'm not willing to take the chance on dealing with some jackass at immigration in an airport and get deported because they have a crappy system. That's just all it boils down to. Okay, let's see if Juan P. answered my question. Okay, he answered the form questions. Okay, yeah, it looks like he wrote. Let's see. Let me see if he answered my question. My digital experience, additional project I figured out. Well, he wrote a lot. But maybe it's just another form letter because it's all number one, I did this. Number two, I did that. I don't see And answering my question. Okay, hello. Tell me about the skill. He's telling me about his skills, but I don't care about his skills. I want to know that he read my question. That's skill number one. And I'm really digging through his answer here to look for it, because I don't want it to be me making a mistake and overlooking it or missing it. More of his work. He sent me some links. And don't get me wrong, all of these people are amazing people, you know, highly skilled. But I'm looking for someone that fits what I want after the experiences I've had. And I want people who want to be successful. You know, we're extremely successful with our lifestyle, the way we choose to live and the way we travel and the way and the things we do. I want to build a business to help other people become successful as well. This is all about making the world a better place. And everybody has their skills. Everybody does an amazing job just navigating life. But I'm looking for a specific type of person to help me build a really good business moving into the digital future. And I've got to be, you know, a little bit strict. So far, we've looked at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. I've looked at nine responses, nine profiles, and out of 9, 1 has answered the question. And it's a simple question. It's not complicated. The question is, what would you recommend me do if I visited your country? I mean, it's very simple. Oh, there's a vineyard right outside my hometown that has the best wine, you know, or the pyramids, you know, are so easy. You should ride a camel to the pyramid, or, you know, there's this great river that nobody knows about, you know, that, you know, you should check out if you're ever in this area. If you're in this city, this museum is amazing. I could give you a lot of referrals. Actually, I've done that. How many people have contacted me asking me about stuff to do in the places I've been, or how many people on Facebook have I messaged, answered their questions with recommendations, you know? So, I mean, it's not something that I'm asking unreasonable, and it's not something that I don't answer. Here's another girl from the Philippines. Let's see what she says. Okay, cover letter. Okay, she's answering my form questions. Okay, let me see. Okay, here she answered my question. Okay, let's read her letter. Her name is Luchin. I'm sorry, I don't understand pronunciations in lots of languages, so forgive me. If I talk to you, you can tell me how to pronounce your name, or if you have a shortened form or a nickname. Okay, let's read her letter. Hi there, I'm confident your search ends here. I saw your job post and it looks like you need a capable VA, virtual assistant, who is willing to learn and can get the job done with minimal supervision. I'm from the Philippines, particularly Cebu City. I can also start immediately if hired. To answer your question, if you were to visit my country on one of your trips, I would create a presentation deck for the tourist spots here in my city with all the needed information, just like an infographic. I believe it is a unique and fun way of showcasing what my hometown has to offer. Also, it's definitely one of the go-to cities if you visit the Philippines. See, there you go. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we are going to the Philippines. It's going to be, I think, the second to last country before we return to the U.S. That's the plan. So it'll be like September, October 2023 before we get to the Philippines, but still, it doesn't matter. She answered my question, and it's good enough. She at least read the question and offered an answer. Let's see what else she says. My 4 years of combined experience as a previous HR officer, ESL teacher, English as a second language, if you don't know what ESL means, part-time, sales administrative assistant, and currently as sales operations specialist has honed me to be an efficient and effective employee. I know how to use Google Suite Workspace since that is what I have been using since high school, which is good because I'm using a Chromebook and I use an Android and everything is done through Google. I would like to have an iPhone, but we're not at the budget where we can, buy a $1,500 phone. I know how to use Google Suite, blah, 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 blippy, bloppy, bloop. Okay, I have good English communication skills, oral and written. I am a fast learner, and I have a strong will to help my clients, and that I can manage your expectations. I strongly believe I possess the skills, knowledge, and experience to be able to successfully fulfill the duties and responsibilities mentioned on the job post. If I will be lucky and get chosen for this job, you will be my first client, and this will be my first job in Upwork. Okay, well, there you go. That might not be a bad thing. How many times am I the first one? And I know what it's like to get your hopes up and to be rejected for some silly-nilly thing like, oh, you have kids, or we're looking for someone with more experience, or you're too old, or you're too this, or you're too that, So definitely with that, I will see to it that you will not regret your decision to hire me and do my work beyond your expectations. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. All right, so we have two now, and one's from Egypt and one's from the Philippines. Her bid is $600, but that's what I put on the table, so I wish I could. Okay, we're going to shortlist her. We're going to go back in. We're going to scroll back up to Mohammed. We're going to open his. We're going to shortlist him. Okay, now let's continue. Jerome C. from the J. Rome. Sorry if I mispronounce you guys' names. I don't mean anything by it. Let's see if he answered my question. Hey there. Okay, he answered it too. Okay, hey there. I saw your post and immediately piqued my interest. I am a 5-year BPO veteran turned freelancer who helps clients with their administrative writing, multimedia editing, web research, and data entry and social media needs. I don't know what BPO is, but I'm sure it's probably something I've heard before. I just don't recognize the acronym. If you are to visit the Philippines, I strongly suggest you visit the world's best beach at Boracay, taste the world's sweetest mango from the Guimaras Islands, and try one of the world's most exotic delicacies, balut. Yeah, no, buddy, not eating balut. I know all about balut, a few days old duck egg. It's more than a few days old. It's actually got, if you don't know what balut is a Filipino delicacy, and it's basically, they let the embryo form in the egg, and it's, I guess, depending on, I don't know how they judge the day. Like a chicken egg hatches like in 21 days, basically. So maybe at day 14, I don't know the days. I don't know much about it other than I know that it's a raw embryo, and he says duck. So yeah, no, not eating any baby ducks. Here's what I can add to the table. 5-year veteran of the BPO industry with exceptional written and verbal communication skills. What is BPO? Let me Google that because I don't know. Business process outsourcing. Okay. 5-year veteran of the business process outsourcing industry with exceptional written verbal communication skills. So I'm guessing he's saying that he's been doing this work for a while. A detail-oriented person, yet efficient and uncompromised on the quality of my work. A tech-savvy and resourceful self-starter, proven multitasker with a type speed of 65 words per minute. Basic to intermediate knowledge in multimedia editing and SOCMED management. A passionate writer, complete work from home setup with business continuity plan in place. Good command of time management, can work under pressure, open to communication 24/7 with availability to work immediately. Someone who genuinely wants to see the team succeed. Check out my resume, sent a little bit.ly if you're looking for a motivated, safe set of hands to take weight of this project off your shoulders and work with you to get the job done right, and let's have a chat. Yeah, I'm going to shortlist him too because he answered my question. So that's 3. That's good. What's up, Ramsey? What's up, buddy? This is Ramsey. Ramsey's the kitty that we're babysitting here in Durango. Future client. I think I read this one, but let me double check because I don't want to be presumptuous and miss someone. Yeah, she didn't answer the question. Very short resume there. I'm getting a spam risk call. Excuse me. Let me decline that. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. No. Okay, I'm looking at another one, Don GB from the Philippines, but he didn't answer my question. Let me see. This man is Ashish. He's from India. We're planning on going to India. No, but he didn't answer my question. He just put in a bunch of his skills. Okay, here is Abby from the Philippines. Okay, let me see. 10 years, more busy. Hello. Size limit reached, new video started. I don't understand. I think I'm just running this through my, I've got this Motorola phone that I absolutely hate, but I just bought it in March, and so I typically use a phone for 2 or 3 years before I replace them. This phone has got so many glitches and problems that I feel like I should do a review on it to warn other people about buying it, and it is kind of on the list of YouTube videos I'm going to make. But it's just it's a terrible phone, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, no, she didn't answer mine. Okay. Abby, thank you. Hiren from India. Let's see what Hiren says. He didn't answer my question. Okay, thank you, Hiren. Here is Salma from Pakistan. Let's see if she's one of the ones I looked at last night. Like this, okay. So, again, this part of the process doesn't have to be very long. Like some of the letters I read were very long, the responses. But here, let me just read you something just from someone who applied that didn't offer very much and didn't answer my question. Hi, you need a multi-talented person needed to help with a few projects. I apply because I prefer to build long-term work relationships. I can assist you with the task. Let's discuss further on meeting. Regards, Salma. That's fine, but if she would have answered my question, then I would have shortlisted her and probably interviewed her. But her English doesn't seem to be at the level that I'm looking for, because her grammar and stuff her punctuation was not correct, and her spelling was off. There's a few misspelled words, but I do that all the time too, especially if I'm typing on my phone. But she didn't answer the question. Samina. She's from Islamabad, Pakistan. No, she didn't answer my question. Hassan, I looked at Hassan's last night, but let me double check again so that way I'm not being the presumptuous one. Let's get in, trust, blah, blah, blah. Again, very short, didn't answer my question. Thank you. Here's one, Gerard from the Philippines. Oh, he didn't answer my question. Joe P. from South Africa. Yeah, South Africa was another one of the countries that I put in my countries that I preferred. Let's see if she answered, because we're going to South Africa as well. Okay. I am a flexible, creative, administrative person with varying talents. I do hope to assist you in your travels around the world. So she at least read it. I have grown up and live in Cape Town, South Africa, and can definitely assist you from here. Cape Town is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I trail run most of the mountains in and around Cape Town. Well, we have something in common there. I'm not running yet, but we do hike mountains. And I would love to go to Cape Town, but I think for this next trip, it's just going to be too far out of the way. So basically, when we cross from Zimbabwe into South Africa, we're just going to go to Johannesburg, and then because from there we fly to Pakistan or maybe even Dubai. I'm not real sure yet if we're going to go to Dubai or not, but we're a long ways from that point. Okay, places to visit would include, here she answers my question. Again, totally different. She does a bullet point, but this is what she says. Table Mountain Cableway, Table Mountain National Park, Bakop Tour, cultural tours, V&A waterfront, wine farms, too many to mention. Kirstenbosch Gardens, visit Seal Island, visit Robben Island, Cape Point Nature Reserve. Beauty abounds and oozes out of this amazing city. Please let me know if you require anything further. Warm regards, Joe. All right, Joe, you got on a short list. I think we're at 4 people. I hear my kids doing the stuff they're not supposed to do. Catherine. Catherine. Excuse me 1 second. Let me go check on them. They're fine. They're just outside playing. Okay, let's see. Riza from the Philippines. She doesn't answer the question. So you can see the difference, right? I mean, I could read you all these letters, but it's kind of pointless because I'm not even taking the time to read them. I'm looking for, here's Mary Lou from the Philippines. Let's see if she answered. I am France. Oh, I think that's her name. Her name is Mary Lou France, so she prefers to go by France. Okay, she answered. Okay, so let's read her letter. Good day, employer. I'm not an employer. I'm just a man. Just a man. Nothing more, nothing less. Just a man. I am France. I know you were looking for a experienced social media manager, but please have some time to check my profile. I am a former IT student. I have a knowledge on using Canva. Good. I use Canva. Photoshop. I use Adobe Express on my phone, but basically it's the same company. Microsoft Excel and Google Workplace. I use a lot of Google stuff. I have already taken a training of being a virtual assistant on Virtual Assistant Training Philippines, which gave an additional skills in how to work as a virtual assistant. In addition to my skills, I offer significant abilities and experience in social media management and email management. My ability to get along well with others, to make necessary adjustments, to meet deadlines, and successfully coordinate in fast-paced environments have all contributed to my growth in my chosen field and my employers placing a significant degree of trust in me. If you ever visit my country, I will recommend you to try our street foods, which is balut, again, but this one she says is a premature chick egg, but a chick could be a duck as well, I guess. Quack quack, quail egg covered with orange waffle. Isal, which is pork or chicken intestine. I guess menudo, right? And many more. I would also recommend you go on different beaches here in the Philippines, especially Palawan. There are so many activities and places here that you could go and do. I hope you will give me a chance to take this job. I'm willing to undergo training if you may. Thank you. All right, Mary Lou France, I'm going to put you on a short list. Thank you for recommending intestines. I think that's awesome. Okay, here's one. Icy from the Philippines. She says, hi, I am willing to do this. No, that's all she wrote. I'm willing to do this project. Here's Jessica from El Salvador. I didn't put Central America, but okay, let's see what she has to say. She didn't answer my question, so bye, Jessica. Here's Aries from the Philippines. Okay, she answered my question. Let's read hers. Good day. I am Aries from the Philippines. I have an experience in being a general assistant. I can help you to fulfill your tasks. I have an experience in editing photos or videos and post it in social media accounts of my recent job. I can work 40 plus hours per week and can start as soon as possible. If you're going in my country, I can suggest you go in our tourist spots, places like Baguio, Boracay. I'm sorry, again, I'm terrible with pronunciation, but once I'm there, I'll pick it up really fast. Or in Palawan, which you can get a vacation and nature experience that you never had. I can accompany you on every travel trip that you will make in the future. I'm open to be your secretary too if you needed one. I attach my resume for your reference. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you. Okay, we'll shortlist her. And let's go to the next one. I think that's it. At this point, that's everybody. There's 22. I shortlisted 6 out of 22. Let me refresh it just to make sure no more came in. Yep, no more came in. Okay, so that's where we're at. So now I'm gonna go on the Fiverr site. I'm gonna make an account there. I'm gonna put the same posting on Fiverr. But you can see that whenever you're looking for someone to help you do some of this work, you can use a site like Upwork. And a tip, because I think I've hired 3 people through Upwork in the past. Like I said before, initially it was just doing photo editing. I just wanted to see what they could do as far as like adding quotes, adding my logo, following instructions. And out of those people, I ended up hiring a girl from the Philippines to help me do some stuff, and she was great. She just didn't quite meet my needs. Now we're a couple of months into our trip in the U.S. I'm going to be where I'm in this location for about 30 days. And so I have time now to work on some of my online projects. And I need help. I need help, and I need people that will listen, that will follow my instructions, that will get us to the point where we're having a return for our effort, and then everybody's lives can improve. Okay, so Upwork, I just went through 22 applications, and we found 6 out of 22. So what is that percentage? So 2.2 would be 10%. So 2, 4, 6, so 30%, 30% roughly, a little less, so 20, say 25%, 25 to 30% of the applicants have made the first cut. But this posting hasn't even been up for 24 hours. So we'll let it ride for another day or two. And then I'm going to reach out to each one of these individuals, and I'm going to communicate with them initially through written form, and hopefully weed it down to maybe 2 or 3 people. And from there, I will do video interviews, and then I'll just lay it out exactly what I'm wanting, not only with the current tasks. Like, main thing is getting my ebook finished. I want to get it completely finished and ready to go up for sale. I also want to see what they can do with my existing social media accounts, and I want to see what they can do as far as like YouTube, not only editing, but I want to see what they can do with SEO optimization. So I've got almost 1,000 YouTube videos, and I want to see if they can go in, help me with titles, descriptions, and keywords, hashtags, and then I've got affiliate links that need to be added in to the YouTube videos. So it's a little bit of work, but it's nothing that someone who's 20, 25 years old in that mark, kind of in that range, I think they could work a couple hours a day, like 2 hours a day, 3 or 4 days a week, and they can knock out a bunch of work because they just have a better grasp of it than what I do. Because I get on here and I do work every day, and I just kind of do it all day throughout the day, and I get a lot done. I just need a team, and I need to be having work done while I'm sleeping, and I need different perspective, and I need to be able to talk to people about my ideas and get feedback. And I just don't have those resources. I don't have any adults around me. I don't have people who see the world the way I see it. I don't have any friends. I don't have any confidants. And then my family is of no help whatsoever. So I have to do all this on my own. But I've run many businesses in the past, and they've all achieved a high degree of success. I just always burn out, always hit burnout. So going into the future, I want to bring people on board with me from the very beginning. And I've been trying this in a lot of places. I've tried it in Nicaragua. I've tried it in Colombia. I've tried it in Texas. I've tried it with several businesses in Texas. I've yet to find anybody. I've tried it with one person in the Philippines already, but we're not giving up. I don't quit. I don't give up. I just kind of like step back, reorganize, and go again. And we'll either, eventually time runs out for all of us. But between now and that day, I'm going to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. And one of these days, I'm going to find the working formula, and it's all going to come together and work for me. And then we'll definitely make a lot of people's lives a lot better. We'll improve the quality of everyone's lives around us and the general quality of life on planet Earth. Okay? All right. So have a great day, and make sure you subscribe and follow and like. And any comments or suggestions, I'm definitely up for people's suggestions, because I kind of do all the heavy lifting for years and years and years before I finally figure out and optimize what works. All right. Have a great day.